And so that's the confidence and that's the type of play that C.J. Stroud has brought the Houston Texans from day one, since his first day when he got drafted, hugging Roger Goodell onto to training camp in the preseason and onto the regular season. C.J. Stroud has been simply phenomenal, and I expect that to continue today, win or lose in this divisional round.
All right, we'll see how it plays out. Again, tall order for CJ in this offense facing this Ravens defense. All right, we're going to take a quick break here on Inside the Texans. Our pregame show continues as we get you ready for kickoff here. Coming up, it's 3:30 kickoff, by the way, just after that, as a matter of fact, between the Texans and the Ravens. We'll take a break. We'll be right back live from Baltimore in a moment.
Of his career since 2019, he's going to be named MVP most likely. Texans going to have their hands full because of what he can do, not just with his legs. We all know what he can do with his legs, but he can throw it too. Yeah. And he's having his best games his last two games. He just absolutely annihilated the Dolphins and had a great game against who we thought was a juggernaut, the 49ers, when he had a big game against him. So Texans going to have their hands full.
You look at he's got one playoff win, exactly the same amount that C.J. Stroud had. Which Lamar Jackson will we see? Because that's a little bit of pressure that he's got to deliver now in the postseason for the Ravens.
Well, really the only unanswered question about Lamar Jackson. There's regular season Lamar, which is outstanding, and then there's been playoff Lamar, not so great. What I've seen from him this year is a better sync with Todd Monken. Once they got on the same page, I know that first game was not much to write home about. Had interception, Steve Nelson picks him off. He fumbles, Tavierre Thomas takes it away from him. But since then, he's taken good care of the football, and I think he's matured a lot. I'm talking to people with the Ravens, he's changed a lot. He got the big contract. There's really nothing that he hasn't done except have a Joe Flacco type of playoff. So we'll see what he's capable of starting today against the Texans.
What makes Lamar so dangerous, especially in this type of weather, we're down here, I keep looking up at the flags and seeing the wind. I keep feeling the wind down here on the field, is that he can beat you with his arm as well as his legs. And so even if you take away the passing game from him today, he still could rush for 3 touchdowns. And so what the Texans are going to have to do is make sure that they don't allow those big explosive plays for him, those ones that he can get down the field. And the one thing that really makes Lamar stand out, because a lot of people like to say how much of a dual threat quarterback he is, what makes him so good, and especially in this system that he's in now, is that now he used to run to, gain yards. Now he runs and scrambles to look down the field to be able to throw the ball down the field. He wants to be that quarterback that's looked at as one that uses arm as well.
And why not when you got Zay Flowers, Odell Beckham Jr.? Unfortunately, no Mark Andrews today for the Ravens, but likely is also a very good tight end.
All right, of course, that was a topic. Lamar Jackson all week at NRG Stadium, making the rounds throughout the locker room podium. Here's what the players, some of them are saying about preparing for a guy like Lamar Jackson.
Each week in the NFL playoffs is a greater challenge, and there is potentially no bigger challenge than the Baltimore Ravens, led by potential MVP candidate in Lamar Jackson at quarterback. Texans defense detail how you try to stop Lamar Jackson.
Two most important thing, and we've been talking about it all week, coach has been harder than us, is just playing disciplined football and tackling. If you cut on the tape, it's no secret that Lamar and other guys on the tape are constantly making guys miss.
I mean, it's difficult. You have to have good rush lanes. You have to, change up some looks on them. But like I said, when I say try, you're never gonna. It's like game planning against when in basketball when you're talking about game planning against a top scorer. You know what I'm saying? When you're game planning against a top scorer, you just have to try to contain them. Don't give them what they want.
We love away games, man. Just the energy, the crowd. We know everybody's going to be against us, man, but we don't really focus on that, man. We just focus on going out there and just playing to the Texan standard. And that's just swarming, having fun, and just playing relentless.
Although the line is shifting, the Texans heavy underdogs going on the road in this game. Plus, what might help, it's cold here in Houston. It's going to be cold in Baltimore. That passing game might be limited for both sides. At NRG Stadium, Ari Alexander, KPRC 2 Sports.
All right, thanks a lot, Ari. Players talking about facing Lamar Jackson. And again, we'll see which Lamar Jackson shows up tonight. I think this defense, guys, for the Texans, they're going to have something up their sleeves today to try to make it a little uncomfortable there for Mr. Jackson.
Yeah, I mentioned it earlier in the show. They have 3 defensive touchdowns in their last 3 games. You got Jonathan Grenard and Will Anderson back. Those 2 guys are getting healthier. And when you get pressure on Lamar Jackson, what you saw in week 1, it's going to be a totally different game. But getting pressure on Lamar is their best opportunity at forcing some turnovers. And if they win the turnover battle, they win.
Yeah, when they played the first time back in opening week, I believe Jackson had, one interceptions or 2? 1 or 2 interceptions off the top of my head. They can cause some problems for this guy, make him forcing throws and make him kind of overthink a little bit out there.
They've become more opportunistic, which is exactly what D'Amico Ryans was preaching the entire offseason. But now they're doing it. They're carrying out his message, and you're seeing pick sixes. You're seeing what they hoped for earlier in the year. There was a good interception in the first game by Steven Nelson on Lamar Jackson. It was a tough catch.
Yeah.
And there was also that forced fumble by Tavierre Thomas. He will turn the ball over at times. It's not like he's perfect. He's not like C.J. Stroud. Occasionally he has some lapses, and he will take not the best care of the football. But when I think about what they can do defensively, if they can get immediate pressure from the interior with Malik Collins and Sheldon Rankins, that'll be a real equalizer for them today.
The one thing that I love about this Houston Texans defense is that they have players on that side of the ball who are not afraid of the moment.
Yeah.
You have Will Anderson who's played in big games. You have Christian Harris who's played in big games. You have Derek Stingley Jr. who has played in big games. So this isn't pressure to them. They're just going to walk on the field, and this is just like a regular day, a regular SEC game, with the lights on. And so I love that about them, that fearlessness about them going in. I do believe that today will be the type of day that you can see the linebackers Blake Cashman and Christian Harris be able to have good games because of this cold weather and because the Baltimore Ravens are going to try to run the ball a lot. This is their type of football weather, and we already know what Will Anderson Jr. can do.
Absolutely, absolutely. Hey, right now we're going to toss it to quickly as we get close to wrapping up the show. Back outside, let's check in once again with Candace Burns hanging out with the traveling Texans as they get ready for the game today.
Hey, Randy. Oh, my gosh, the Texans showed up. The Texan fans, they showed up. They're loud, they're proud, and they're ready for game time. Look at all this bread. Sound good. All right, so I'm here with Pamela Irby. Pamela was in charge of organizing all of the Texan fans who came here. What is it like to see all the people here?
It is amazing. We're back, baby. We're back.
Okay, so you guys are going to take a big picture with everybody here. Did you expect so many people to show up for our team?
I had no idea. Oh, my goodness. At the beginning of the year, we had a good crowd, but it was nothing like this. Texans are awesome. You rock.
Everybody keeps talking about the game at the beginning of the year. Sounds like we got some business to take care of.
We are a different team than the team that came at the first of the season. We are a different team. I'm glad they still think they're playing that team. They are not. We got this.
All right, Pamela, thank you so much. Hey, I want to introduce you guys to somebody. This is Toucan's Dan.
Toucan's Dan in the house, baby. Hey, we're going to win this game. We got it. They're afraid of us. We handle Cleveland. Cleveland handled them. You know the snowball effect. It's going to come down. We're going to take it. We're going to the AFC Championship, baby. We're going to go to the Super Bowl. Write it down. It's Texas time, baby. Fan of the year. Coming at you right here. Woo, represent. Down and low. Woo, love.
Hey, y'all. In all of this red, all of these Houston Texan fans, there is one brave Ravens fan. Actually, it's a few of them. But wait. There was some friendly competition. You got these hand warmers. Pamela gave them to you. Hey, I want to ask you, what's your prediction for today's game?
Oh, Ravens 42, Texas. Oh, I'm sorry. Ravens 42, Texas 17. Hello, I'm calling now.
Okay, Toucan.
We're going to win 35-14. Write it down.
All right.
Let's go, baby. H-Town, baby. We represent.
Let's see what happens. All right, back to you, Randy.
I'm telling you. Texas know how to read what the town says. You need to go home. Let's tell you go home.
All right, good stuff, Candace. No doubt the fans are ready. They were having a great time outside, guys, tailgating and having a good time outside of the stadium. They'll make their way in here very shortly. All right, real quick, let's toss it back to Chancellor. Chancellor, I know you got a piece on the cold weather we're dealing with right now. You spoke to the players this week.
Hey, Randy, it's so cold out there. You mistake Candace for me, and Aaron's turning around, trying to stay warm. I love it out there. But in this divisional round, it is a rematch from week 1 of the regular season between the Texans and the Ravens, where Baltimore beat Houston 25-9 in that season opener. But both teams have come a really long way since that matchup. We've seen a lot of growth from the two divisional round teams.
I think at that point we weren't really identified as who we are now, and we've grown in a lot of aspects, a lot of more experience up front now, both offensively, defensively, and special teams. So I think we've grown in a lot of places.
Both sides. I think for sure, as we see the proof is in the pudding with us. Just clean up little small things. And at the beginning of the year, we were still trying to figure out who we were, identity-wise, is how we want to attack people, how we want to win, and just figuring out how we want to be a winning team.
The team that's won the most, the Ravens, with an explosive offense and an elite defense.
For the Ravens, I feel like they've grown throughout the season as an offense. I feel like they're much more efficient. Lamar is playing exceptional football, MVP caliber football. He's doing a really good job of, not only running the ball or creating off-schedule plays, but getting the ball to his playmakers.
I'm excited to see how they clean up their mistakes and how we did the same thing as well. Definitely gonna be a hard-fought game, but I love to see it because we get another chance to go right our wrongs. It's kind of how we did last week with Cleveland. I just think that everything being set up is it's supposed to be like this, and I think that we got a really good opportunity in front of us.
Yes, they do. They have an opportunity to go to their first AFC championship for the first time in franchise history. Of course, Randy, we talked about how the Houston Texans have grown. We've seen that definitely since week 1, but the Ravens have as well. The weapons have gotten better. Zay Flowers has been more explosive. Lamar Jackson has connected with Todd Monken, so it's going to be a tough challenge for the Texans going on the road today against the Baltimore Ravens.
Hey, Chancellor, we're doing predictions now. We're going to wrap it up. I'm going to start with you. Prediction, what do you think is going to go down here today?
Hey, Randy, last week I correctly predicted a Houston Texans win against the Cleveland Browns, but unfortunately I come with bad news today. I think the Ravens, from top to bottom, have the better roster. They have obviously the MVP in Lamar Jackson, and they have, of course, Harbaugh as well. I think they get it done at home, and the Texans' magical run this season comes to an end. I have Ravens winning 31-21, Ravens at home.
All right, I'm with you. I went with the Texans last week over the Browns, and we'll start the prediction, guys. I'm going to go with mine as well. I'm going to go, as much as I want the Texans to keep this dream alive, this journey going, I think they're running into a buzzsaw today with the Ravens. I think Baltimore's going to get the win today. I'm going to go 30-24. I think it's going to be a competitive game, a tight game. I think the Ravens might pull this one off. I'm going to go with the Ravens 30-24. Jonathan, we'll start with you.
I agree with you. I think it'll come down to the last possession. I think the Ravens are just really well balanced on offense and defense. Whoever has the ball that's going to win, I think that's going to be the Ravens 30-27.
All right, 3-point win. I go with the 6-point win. Aaron, Sarge, what do y'all think?
24-21, and again, I picked the Ravens. Justin Tucker with a long field goal to put it away late in the fourth quarter. This is a tough place to play. This is a buzzsaw, and as well as the Texans have played all year, I think the season could end today.
Sarge?
Well, of course, it wouldn't be me if if I didn't say, I'm going with the Texans today. 27-17, only because I believe that this Houston Texans team is destined with what they have going on as far as with DeMeco Ryans, with C.J. Stroud, and I just think that they're on that Cincinnati Bengal type run, that Joe Burrow Cincinnati Bengal type run.
Kind of got that feeling, doesn't it? Yeah.
Exactly. So I'm going with the Houston Texans 27-17.
All right, Sarge going with the Texans today. Hey, you know what? We think it's going to be a great game either way. Hopefully the Texans could get this win and keep this journey going and punch their ticket to the AFC Championship, guys. And what a story that would be if that goes down. We want to thank everybody back at the station for coming in early today, making it all happen. I want to thank Sarge for being with us today, Aaron Wilson, Jonathan Alexander. Thanks for braving the cold with us outside. It is cold, low 20s. It's going to get colder as this game kicks off and we get deeper into the afternoon and early evening. We're going to take you out with a shot from outside of M&T Bank Stadium. Candace Burns doing a great job with the fans. Leaving with that shot as they continue to get ready for the pregame and countdown to kickoff here in Baltimore. Thanks for hanging out with us live on Inside the Texans, our live pregame from Baltimore here on KPRC 2+.